Hey guys, I want to do something a little bit different today. Actually, I'm driving in the Lamborghini kit car, I should say, for today's video. You know, as you saw in the last video, we ran into some issues that kind of sets us up for this episode. We're going to have to redeem those. Basically, what I'm going to do is go through the exhaust system again. It's nice. This last time I was just trying to get the car running. I just used a cheap used muffler from a salvage yard, and this time I'm going to use a cheap new muffler. So I have had my reasons for not making for a little bit slower progress lately on the car. We had a new addition to our family. His name is Ethan Eugene Davis, and he was born on September 27th, of 2017, obviously. But yeah, we're really excited about that, and he's been taking up a lot of the extra time, if you will. But anyways, I appreciate you guys watching again, and you know, stick with me. We're gonna make some real progress on this car coming up. I hope to have another video out more, you know, within the next week or two. And so you know, I'm not slacking. I'm not trying to slack anyways. So I haven't lost my determination. It's just that, you know, other things in life come up, and sometimes they're just a little bit more important. So but also, you know, I'm working on as I'm editing this video, I'm working on my next stuff. So, you know, I'm starting the body kit, and so, you know, progress is being made. Just hang in there. Guys, it's a good day for the 86. I found this part at the bottom of one of my parts boxes. So this is the battery bolt or tie down, and I thought I was gonna have to order another one, but they're really hard to find. Discontinued by the dealer, and it's hard to even find them used. But you know, here it is. I found one. So obviously needs a little bit of rust removal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick it in a cup full of vinegar, and we're going to see how well that works. Here we go. I got the bracket in the vinegar, a little Tupperware tub. Hopefully that'll work. Let's check this out. It's actually been sitting in here for 2 days. Because yesterday I got a little bit busy, but let's see what we have here. Oh, and I dumped my rear bumper bolts and everything in there too, so it's really funky looking right now. Here's what it looks like. Oh, let me get some gloves and get that out. Okay, here's what we have. Doesn't look much different, except for the middle part. Looks pretty clean, but I think with a brush it will help that. It will help get that the rust off. So I'm gonna try that and see what we can do. And one more time, this is a before picture. This is after the scrubbing. I just use a wire brush to take the rust off, and it came right off actually. Alright guys, here's the battery tie down after it has been refurbished. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and install this, but What I don't have is the hook. So I was at my local auto parts store and noticed that they have these for sale, which is what I need. It was $3, I believe. Oh yeah, let me show you how I put the rear bumper on yesterday. Kind of test it, and I wanted to show you the fitment. This is test fit right here. The back looks good. It's gonna sit a little bit flush, more high. It's gonna sit a little bit more higher, so there's not so much of a gap right here. Scratched my thing already. But right here, it's like such a gap right here. Good 1.5 to 2 inches almost. Yeah, more like 1.5 inches probably right there. So it's going to definitely take some modification, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to tackle that. There's several different ways you can do it, dealing with fiberglass. But what do you think, guys? What do you think about the paint, real quick here? This is the flat black, you know. It's just the gel coat right now, but I'm thinking gloss black or leave it satin black, and I'll repaint it satin black. I'm not just going to leave it like this, but actually I was going to do the satin black first, long time ago, and then I was like, well, I've seen some with the gloss black and it looks pretty nice, so I was going to do that. And now I'm kind of like, I got this on there and I see it, and it looks pretty cool with just the satin black, because of the trim pieces right here. It goes really well with that. So but I don't know, man, the gloss black would look pretty dang cool too. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Just let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys would like to see, just for some feedback. I'm gonna do what I decide to do anyways, but you know, feedback is helpful in making that decision as well. So I set the side skirt down. I kind of had it up in there. It's gonna take some work as well. So it's gonna be a heck of a project all by itself. Set the front bumper up here yet. I took the old one off, as you can see, and my plan is to I'm gonna cut these mounting this mounting section off, so that way I'll have all the holes and everything will line up perfectly, just, you know, and then I'll weld metal to the front. I went to the metal supply store today and picked up a bunch of 2x1 metal tubing and 3/4 inch tubing. So it's all going to be reinforced, you know, it's not just going to be flapping around in the wind. Alright, here it is. Got the front bumper mocked up. It's just propped up with the jack and a couple jack stands on either side. Here's what it's kind of going to look like. The fitment is actually pretty good. It's a lot better than the rear bumper. The rear bumper I'm going to have some big issues with, so I'll have to do some cutting and refiberglassing on the rear bumper. But this one looks pretty good. Again, it's just sitting there, so it's not perfect right now. But what I'm going to do, I'm looking at, I propped it up there because I wanted to kind of see where I'm going to mount things. And right now, what I've done here is this is the original front bumper, SR5 front bumper, and I've cut off the mounts for it, the brackets, the two main ones in the front, and then this strip right here. It goes along the top. I just unbolted that, and these two right there. I'm going to try to utilize those into this one, along with some raw metal that I bought at my local steel store, or whatever, wholesaler or whatever you want to call them. Here's the two front mounts right there. There's the two. These brackets were for the lights, the two lights that go up underneath, blinkers. And these were just to mount the rubber trimming, I guess, to the metal bumper. So I'm going to use those in conjunction with, I'm going to show you all this, the steel that I got. Here's the rear bumper. All that steel right here, 2x1 steel, and also some 3/4 steel right there, square tubing. So here are those pieces right there. I'll probably clean these up a little bit before I put them back on. But and here's a look at the bumper. It looks like it's going to be pretty low to the ground in relation to my wheels. So it'll be interesting. But I like the look. It looks good. All right, look at here. We got some new parts here. These are actually for the body kit. Uses the JDM style blinkers instead of the you know, the typical square blinkers that come on the front of the USDM bumpers. I was able to get my hands on a set though, right in here. Let's check them out real quick. I ordered these off of eBay from a company based in the UK. But they were the cheapest that I found them for. They were like $150 shipped. So here they are. It's original equipment, very nice quality, as you can see. But these just go right into the front. Okay, so set this up good. Fits just like that. I got this piece right here actually will go through this fiberglass piece. I've got to drill a hole for it though. I haven't done that. So same with this piece, same with this mounting screw right here, these two. But just mocking it up, it looks like it's going to fit pretty well. Right there. It's going to look pretty cool. We'll just see the side. Of course, when I'm able to mount it, it's going to close this gap right here. So, but I was kind of concerned about that because normally these aftermarket body kits, they don't fit, you know, the OE stuff very well, and you have to do a lot of modification. So I was kind of concerned about it, but it looks like things are going to work out, at least with these. Alright guys, I wanted to record this because this might be an issue with a lot of 86s. I think it actually is. Has to do with the fuel level sender. If you remember, mine doesn't work. We saw that on my test drive when I filled up the car with fuel. I got it taken out of the car here, and this is what it looks like here. Got 3 connectors, and the main reason is, well, let me show you first. There's this box right here at the top, and you basically just pry this. You can pry this off. There's these little metal tabs right here. And it just comes right off. It comes right off. Really, it's not hard to get off at all. This tab's right there. 3 tabs, 2 on the side, 1 on the bottom. And what that will show you is this right here. And what this is a very rusty fuel level sender. And actually, when I took this out of the tank, this was rusted solid to where it wouldn't even move, because this pivot point right here, because of this little pivot point right there, it was rusted to this back housing right here. So after I got this free of movement, I plugged it in again, and it still wouldn't work. So with a little bit of research, I found on Club 4AG, there's in the tech section, the FAQ frequently asked questions section. There's that little arm. It slides across this back section here, and sometimes what will be wrong with your fuel sender is this arm right here no longer contacts the back portion here. So, it can't send any signal. I would try not to bend this arm because it's already got a bend in it, and if you're trying to push it, if you push it here, it would form a reverse bend or concave bend to where it might make it just worse. So there was a guy that found that if you can you get a trailer hitch pin, one that looks like this, small enough, and come to the front side, and you can actually push on this side to make space on the front side. Just take this, put it on the back side of that washer. Alright. Sorry I couldn't do that on the camera. It was so intricate. I had a little issues, but it just slides on. It's hard to do it like this. You got to actually hold it upside down to keep that washer away from the body. So it was hard for me to show it on camera, but it's easy. I made it a lot harder than it had to be, but anyway, just make sure that it's on there in the correct spot, that little area, and you'll notice that it's pretty firm now, but it's enough. It still moves freely, so, but it's a lot better. And you'll see on the front side here, that slide is making contact with it the whole way. I don't want to forget this cover here. All right, and here we are back at the fuel tank here. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm just going to plug it in first. Back here. All right, got it plugged in, and now I'm going to set it all the way up like that. Okay, so now we should be getting a pretty strong reading. Let's go to the front and check it out. Okay, and there it is right here. You can see it's climbing slowly. And the fuel light, it's got a short in it, but there it goes. One of the connectors is kind of loose back there. I need to go back and reconnect it, but you can see the fuel gauge is climbing. Okay, here's the fuel gauge with the fuel light on, because I just got it sitting out. But when I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the fuel, and then we'll see the gauge go off, or the light anyways. All right, and you see now the light is off, so that's good. And now my fuel gauge is actually adjusting to what it is in the tank instead of just full up. So that's about what I got in the tank right there. So everything seems to be in pretty good working order. So I'm glad that's knocked off the list, because I can't be driving around the car, you know, and always have that thought in the back of your head like, oh, how many more miles do I have left? And then you'll be one of the guys walking down the highway carrying your fuel little reserve tank, you know. So now I'm just gonna put the little gasket on and then get this thing buttoned up. Alright guys, here we are on the floor, and as you can see, something is missing. That big old ugly catalytic converter that was down here. But anyways, I'm guessing that the catalytic converter was bad due to the symptoms that I was having, and from what I have read. So I have decided to replace it. I got a new one right here, and I'm going to try to install this as well as the muffler. I got a new muffler as well, just a cheap replacement one, but it's a straight through design. I'm hoping it won't be too loud. The seller said it's not loud, but I don't know, we'll see. So anyways, what we have here, we got 2 pipes, and we got a catalytic converter with no flanges on it. So what we're gonna do is mock everything up and then weld it on there. But I'm gonna have to mock everything up first, and obviously I'm gonna have to take it out of the car because I won't be able to weld it under here because I won't be able to get up to the top portion here. So and for the back section here, I plan on clamping it here. See, it's got a it's expanded a little bit at the end, so it'll slip over this tube nicely. All right, and I'll clamp it there. I'll cut it about right here, and this pipe slips nicely over the catalytic converter. Actually goes inside, so it'll make a nice weld right there. I'll be able to mock everything up, tack the welds that I need to, and then remove the pieces in order to finish welding. So let's see what we can do here. Alright guys, here's the wanted to show you the muffler that I was going to install, or that I'm looking at to install. It's just a cheap AP exhaust muffler, straight through design. Now I know what you're thinking, fart can, but I'm hoping not. But I did not know it was a straight through design when I ordered it, because the description was that it was quiet like a OEM muffler. So that's kind of what I was wanting. Anyways, that being aside, you can see with my rear bumper mocked up. Only the main reason I have it sitting up here right now is because I wanted to see about since I'm working on the exhaust, approximately where I need to get the outlet hole. I got, as you saw from last night, I got the exhaust mocked up here. Oh, it kind of fell a little bit. I got the headers, or the downpipe, to where it's just held in with one bolt. So I got it to where I'm able to remove it pretty easily. So now what I'm going to do is tack in everything. Alright, here we go. I got it out here. Sitting up here. I was looking at my downpipe and I noticed, look right there. I don't know if that's a crack that goes all the way through, or if it's just because there's two tubes there. So I'm going to clean that up. Anyway, I'm going to clean it up and weld that shut, because that might have been contributing to that strange noise. That ought to hold it. Alright, I got it welded up. Here's what it looks like. Actually, I need a brush. Need to brush the welds off with my wire brush. Make them look nice. Let me do that real quick. Okay, here it is again with the welds all brushed up. Not the prettiest things, but they'll hold. They'll hold just fine, and you know. All right, here's the exhaust flange that goes to the manifold. Since I removed it, I'm going to take these old gaskets off and replace them with new ones. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the surface a little bit as best as I can. Here's the new ones. Look pretty good. Just fit on here just like that. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to use a little bit of some gasket maker, gray high temperature. Just put it around the edges. Also, this will help the gasket stay in place while I'm trying to get this thing mounted. Okay, and I'm going to put some on the top as well. Alright, let's get these installed. Get this installed, I should say. The rear pipe, I will have to put some gasket sealant on there as well, where this pipe right here slides over the top of this pipe right here. Alright, so since I'm going to use a clamp to clamp this on to this, I'm going to go ahead and put some more of this gasket, the sealer, around it. That way, you know, just in case the clamp doesn't get it all the way. Smear this around a little bit with the finger. Oh shit, sorry. Like that. And this will take up any gaps that form. Well, what the fuck? Come on. Okay. All right. I got it in position. Close up there. Let's see if I can get the light up here. Down pipe going to the exhaust manifold there. Now I just gotta try to get the 3 nuts on, and we should be good to go. Got it all mounted up. Right here. All good to go. Now I just need to put that clamp on this section right here, and we'll be done. This is just a basic U-clamp, you know, cheap kind. So hope I don't offend anybody here, but let's face it, it's not like we're installing a real high dollar exhaust or nothing, but so this will work for now. All right, there you have it. New catalytic converter installed, and I guess we're going to go ahead and do the muffler too while we're at it. That way we can kind of see, we'll be able to tell how it sounds. Actually, I'm just gonna clamp the muffler on, make sure it's not gonna be too loud. That way I can send it back if I need to. All right, I got the muffler mocked up. I'm just gonna test it out, make sure it's not too loud. Hopefully it'll hold on there. It's just sitting on there. I got some gasket maker to kind of help it seal a little bit there, because this fitting was a little bit too big. And I got a jack stand holding the muffler up. So I'll just be able to maybe get an idea, you know, of what it's going to sound like. So I'll set you back here while I start the car. Yeah, that sounds pretty loud. Well, damn. I don't know, I think that's too loud for me. Not sure what I want to do, but I think that is going to be too loud for me. Alright, here I am in the driver's side wheel well. I got a little light sitting up here just for reference. I'll show this so you kind of know where I'm at. Looking here at the muffler. This is a new muffler I got. It's just a regular Joe Blow muffler. That's supposed to be, you know, pretty quiet, similar to OEM. So that's kind of what I want. I got it sitting up here on this deal right here, and that's my ground strap for the welder. Now, and I got 2 exhaust hangers right here that I'm gonna weld in first, because I got it sitting up on that jack stand, but I want to see how it's gonna sit. And let me show you through the back side my plans on the exhaust tip real quick. Okay, I got the rear bumper just sitting up here, so I can kind of see where the tip is going to go. There's the muffler. I wanted to kind of do something like this with the exhaust tip. I don't know if you can see that. It's just like a, I don't know, what is that, a 45 or 30 degree bend, and I want to kind of angle it sideways and up just a little bit for that extra JDM look. No, I'm just playing. But yeah, anyways, I want to do something like that. So make sure this is in the right spot. It's not perfectly centered, it's just a little bit off centered to allow for that bend. And yeah, so I'm going to first weld the hangers in so I can kind of see how it's going to sit. I'm going to take this out, tack in the back side where it connects to the rest of the exhaust, and then see if I'm still okay right here before I finish welding the rest of the muffler on. See if my pipe is going to be, my tip is going to be okay. Alright guys, I spared you the bright welding lights. I've got it just tacked in, booger tacked right here, and up there, and on the side here. And let's check out the back now. As you can see, I took the jack stand out, make sure it'll hold by itself. And it looks, yeah, looks like I'm going to be okay. So now what I'm going to do is finish welding everything on the car. Luckily, I won't have to take anything off because with the wheel out of the way, I can get to the whole exhaust pipe. So I don't have to remove the muffler and weld it that way. So that's nice. Anyways, I'm gonna spare you guys that. I'll come back to you and just we'll have some movie magic, and then you'll see the final result. All right, I'm gonna start it up. I got it all welded. Let me let you look at it real quick. A very bad or very ugly weld. There was quite a gap there, more gap than I anticipated, so I had to fill in a lot of that with weld. So it wasn't very pretty, but guess what? It works out, so it'll hold just fine. So I didn't put the tip on yet because I was going to do it, but then I was thinking I better wait until after I get the bumper installed, because I'll be able to finagle it, you know, how I need it to sit perfectly out of the back. If I was to weld it on now, then I would be at the mercy of that tip, and I'd be might try to mess with the rear bumper to try to fit it on properly. You know, trying to work my way around the tip, and it should be backwards. It should be the other way around. You should get all your body first, and then the tip you can adjust, you know, a little ever so slightly what you need to, you know, on the final weld on the tip. So well, it sounds good. I like it's nice and quiet. It's perfect for me. Alright everybody, that's going to be it for this episode. Sorry to end it so abruptly like that, but now that we've got the exhaust finished, we are moving on. Next episode will be the body kit, starting the body kit, and so we're looking forward to that, and hope you guys are as well. And I'm gonna really try to show some stuff that you can do, like, you know, with fiberglass. The good thing about it is you can cut it up and you can always repair it. You know, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of that on the rear bumper, it looks like, and it's gonna be interesting. So make sure you stay tuned and watch that. And as always, if you liked it, give me a thumbs up, and thanks for subscribing, and we'll see you next time.